Action. Oh, we're going.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Oh, hot dog.
Hello.
Willkommen.
Thank you for that, Ian.
All right, well, we are episode number 6.
Indeed.
Episode number 6. Shifted seats. I'm a little discombobulated. I also got in late last night. We had a nice little rookie karaoke on the bus. Some team camaraderie. I want to get Sean's opinion on that. Sean Hughes to my left. Part of this bullpen that we got. Big time bullpen this year and a big time bullpen this week. I know Jake's got some questions to ask me on this week and kind of the bullpen in general, but we'll save that for later. And we'll save some of those for Sean. Ian's over here rocking the Yalls popcorn hat. What is that hat? Is that what it is? Popcorn with baseballs?
Yes, the Yalls.
Hey, that hair ain't that
Popcorn.
bad, man. I just wanted to get you to
Keep it
take
off.
that hat off.
Keep it off.
There we go.
Yeah.
Slick it back. No?
That's nice.
All right.
No.
Good try.
But welcome back. We had a 4-2 week. We had Lake Erie coming in earlier this week. You know, we had a little bit. We had Casey Grimm. I know we asked about him. We had his first professional debut. And then we took it back onto the road to Gateway and ended up taking 2 out of 3 from there. Feeling good about this series coming in. We tied the team lead for we're up at first, and tied with Evansville. They're coming in town. It's a big series tomorrow. So I'm excited to get this game report going. I'm excited to see what we got, kind of what we're going to hit on, the subjects, and kind of shooting from the hip. Ian's got me constrained to 30 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen. But, Jake, you guys want to introduce a little bit what you got going on? I'll take Ian, unless Ian, no, Ian, you take the reins. You're kind of heading the operation of everybody here and oversee all this. Kind of want to talk about what you do, take control of in that front office, what you're a part of, and then everybody's role.
Sure, yeah. So, I'm the video production manager. I handle everything from what we do here right now to the streaming side of things. I helped, pretty much gather everything that we needed for the stream this year, help set it up, and, we work with graphic stuff and gathering B-roll, all that. I mean, it's just, the stuff that honestly gets overlooked, but it's stuff that people see every day,
Yeah, just like if you look at the screen, you don't see the little score at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, right. And it's the people behind the camera, too, that deserve the most recognition, and people just often look and just see the stream as just, oh, here's the game, but really it's how we operate and how we handle everything. But, I've got a good team here, a good group of guys. I mean, I'm down there just, looking at emails, honestly.
And
Looking at
ladies.
emails, answering emails, taking calls, whatever. But really, it's the guys that are behind the camera. I don't want to call them my interns because they're not. But it's those guys that really put in their work, they put in their effort, and I mean, they deserve appreciation for everything they
No,
got.
they do, for
Jake,
sure.
Jake over here, he's one for sure. And really, if everyone else wants to get on here, I mean, they deserve proper recognition for what they do. But
Come on over, let's get a little FaceTime.
Come on.
Just get a little FaceTime. That's all we want right here.
Come on, Lucas,
Ian, you
get
can
off the couch.
introduce. I'm gonna go away. You guys can pop in for a second. Names,
Well-
jobs, role. What we got?
I mean, they kind of all do the same stuff. And Julius, you got to come in here too. But
Yo.
Hey, Sean, hop on a camera.
Sean, hop on the camera.
Yo.
I've got.
I gotta look good there.
We'll go down the line. We got.
All right.
We got Jake down here, who's been putting in the effort of editing our game reports mostly, and really everyone will take the time to do that. But we got Jake, we got Julius,
Judah Doc. What's up?
Marissa here, we got Nick to my right, and Lucas to my left. And really these guys do a bunch of just different varieties, but I mean we all come together, we all work together, we all do our part, and everyone deserves that recognition. So, I mean, for real. I feel like I'm the only one that says it, but really, you guys deserve everything. So.
No, it's awesome. It really is. You guys got any shout outs? In particular, what do you guys got? You guys want to shout something out yourself? Kind of where you guys think about where you come from earlier at the beginning of the season, coming into this, not knowing that you were going to jump into any of this type of thing at all. Now that you're in the middle of it and you're thrown in here, we're all kind of playing a little bit of, figuring out what's going on a day-to-day as far as where we want to take this in a clear direction. But where do you guys see it going? What do you guys like about what you're doing as far as this and the video from the game? But just spitballing here. What do you guys got?
I kind of had an idea of what I was going to be doing when I joined this crew, and I'm really happy with what I've been able to do. I got to do some stuff that I haven't been able to have the opportunity to do, like doing TriCaster, working with a scoreboard. Even did a little bit of PA announcing for some of the young high schools.
Youth league tournament.
Yeah,
Yep.
youth league tournaments. That was a first. I always wanted to do it. I've really been getting a taste for everything, really, and it's been awesome. I felt like I've really grown as part of a team, and really developed a lot of skills that I wanted to develop. So
You get to go in and out of that dugout too, so I know you see pictures and hang out with Jared a little bit.
yeah,
I know you talk to those guys.
It's great. I've gotten to know some of the players. I got to interview a lot of them. Worked on editing for some of the funny clips you see on the scoreboard and everything in the interviews. Some funny stuff, some serious stuff. Well, serious as in less kind of funny, but more kind of getting to know the players and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing a lot, and I'm hoping to continue to do a lot and really benefit this team.
Yeah, just to touch on that, I mean, it's been a pretty fun gig here. I mean, we do a lot of things that probably people don't really notice, but I mean, it's cool to see our work get put on the big screen and see people enjoy it. I know for me, because I do a lot of the Yalls title intros before the game, so for me, it's really nice to see some of the players really think, see something different and people like how it is. And I think just me having to be in the world of baseball, your creativity is constantly challenged every day. So I think me having to dive into the program and try to bring different ideas to life is what it's all about for us. And trying to bring player stories to life is also another big thing we do here. I think that's what separates a lot of us from different programs, because we're more than just a baseball organization. We really bring stories to life. We bring people to life. We bring an entire experience, and a lot of that stems from the foundation, which starts with us. So, hi, Mom.
Yeah, I want to say something. I definitely appreciate all you guys. I've definitely grown since I've gotten here. I feel like this internship, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen when I first got here, because I didn't have a lot of experience. But I definitely have grown. I've been doing all the highlight videos that you see on social media. We've been doing documentaries and just like even small things that you see on the video board. We just have a lot of work going, lots of hours for sure. And the experience, especially being down in the dugout with the guys, has definitely helped me. Like build friendships, what's the best words to say that? Yeah. Definitely just being able to be down with the guys and get B-roll clips and just being able to have those connections so you can have like a really good video come out for sure. But I want to thank you guys for everything. Yeah.
Independent baseball, man. I mean, we are able to do an incredible amount of things. Because I think we talked about it a few times, like the access and things like that is going to be different as you get higher up in baseball. Mm-hmm. And we have the opportunity to start out our career somewhere where we are given the autonomy to do a ton of different things, whether it be like interviewing players or like doing like the hype videos and doing this. Like I was able to come on and like edit this like project that's bigger than anything I've edited before, and you can do that. You can come on and kind of even start your own projects and do these things. And so it's the kind of access and experience that you're not going to get in baseball, I don't think, anywhere else to start a career. So it's really valuable, and we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
That is something that surprised me when I got into this. I was expecting that we were going to have like a rigid, here's what we're going to work on. But it's just like, no, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, so you get to bounce around ideas with everybody and get to kind of focus on what you want to do. And we still get a little scatterbrained sometimes. We don't know what to work on next, but, we've kind of developed a more kind of singular sort of goal and just trying to kind of compartmentalize everything. But, we're always learning. I think that's what's great about this group.
I think when you get down to it, even if no one else understands what we go through, we understand what we go through. That's the
We don't
biggest thing.
understand.
Like, people will look at the will look at a highlight clip that Marissa put together, or look at something in the video board, and be like, oh, that's cool, and not realize how much time it goes into it. Even documentaries that we push out, people think 7 minutes is 7 minutes. No. They are ridiculously long, and we spend a tremendous amount of time, and I think that's just all because we love what we do, and so that's huge here.
You guys have the compassion for it and the ability to want to continue on with it, and that's what helps. So
I'd like to shout out Ian.
I was gonna say you haven't talked at all.
Ian
You need
is
to talk.
the best boss I think I've ever had in my life. He makes things very easy. He makes projects. He talks about us with projects. He lays out a foundation, and he doesn't, he doesn't like push us in a certain direction. He lets us kind of run our own reins, and I appreciate that about Ian.
Appreciate you.
thank you.
I'm going to have a lot of fun editing this part.
You good?
Gonna cry.
Yeah, I mean, it feels
Alright.
good, but these guys are more.
Yourself off. See, I told you, 30 minutes. Keep me under 30 minutes. Look how deep we are right now. We ain't got anywhere. Thank you guys, though. I appreciate it. And the only reason that people would know more about us and what the team is and the personalities of the guys is because of you. So I appreciate that, and I do appreciate the time. I know it takes a long time to do all that and chop it up.
Thank you.
So thank you guys.
Go Yalls, beat the Otters.
All right.
Nice.
Now, how about...
Hold on, make room, man. Big thighs coming through.
How about a quick shout out here to our guest cameraman today, Sean Hughes.
Nice. How was it?
Didn't think you could be the cameraman.
I didn't know how to zoom in or out, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it was on your faces.
Point to the person talking.
Hey, I tried, but then you would start talking, and then he started talking, so I was like, I don't want to go just yank the camera around. But yeah, wasn't bad.
Where we at? Back to the task. Jake, you're the one with the questions.
I am indeed.
You're on the horn.
Alrighty.
Fire, and then
Dive in.
then we'll catch up with Sean here.
All right. So we're going to put you on the spot quick and early.
Yeah.
Chad, we're looking for your pitchers of the week. We're going to do they're going to do the starter of the week and the reliever of the week. What do you got for me?
Start of the week, reliever of the week. I'm going to start with the reliever of the week. That's easy. It's an easy call. Carl, with a K, Craigie. He punched out 4 in 1 inning. It was nasty. The split was working. He had his fastball down at the bottom, working both sides. And a favorable lineup for him. He had facing all lefties when he came in to do this task, and his split was working both sides, throwing it for strike, and then pulling it out of the zone, wiping guys out and cutting their heads off. It was nice. It was 4 punch outs in 1 inning, one kicked away. So if anybody doesn't understand how you can get 4 strikeouts in 1 inning, we did have a pass ball and a nasty split that bounced off the turf, kicked sideways. The guy got to first base, and Carl was not deterred and continued to shove past fastballs and splits down their throat. It was very nice. So, reliever of the week, Carl Craigie with a K. I think deservedly so, too. So, thanks, Mom. I did meet her at Joliet a week ago. Very nice. Carl's mom. I asked her if it was originally a C, and then he popped out, and
We're like,
threw something, he got like a swing and miss on the doctor when he was flying out. They're like, no, let's go to K. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Starter of the week. Now, had some different performances. We piggyback trip in there. I gotta hand it to my man, Magic Man, Mr. Honigan. Through 7 innings, a couple nights ago at Gateway. Did what he did. He gave a couple solos. No harm done there on that short porch. Give up 2 320-foot home runs. Whatever. But he continued to pitch his game. He knows who he is. He was able to establish his changeup early in counts, pitch his fastball inside off to be able to create space, and spun a couple breaking balls a little bit better. He continues to get better, and I like the way that he goes out and he shows his consistency doing what he's doing and being himself. The delivery hasn't changed. He fell into who he is now in his delivery. There was first couple weeks was always working on something else, always working on something to refine, like working on my lift and working on my hips and working on this. And it's like, until you get your delivery set and it's repeatable, we can't talk about pitching. And then finally he got his delivery set, and we could talk about how that delivery is going to produce, his style of pitching. And so then we went to his style of pitching, and then we went to the usage of it, and he's been on a tear, man. He's really been on a tear. So my pitchers of the week: starter Kevin Hahn, reliever Carl Craigie. Well done. Very nice, fellas. Very nice, fellas.
We talked a little bit about how we had a debut over the last week against Lake Erie. We had Grimm come on, make his first start for us, professional debut, and talk about how that went a little bit, what you saw. And
Casey Grimm Reaper. I don't know. That's kind of a cool name. Gotta have a cool name. Cincinnati guy. Went to Wright State Lake. Around it's close as well. Had a really good year. Put up some good numbers. And then he was a guy that we heard about as far as he has some pitchability. He kind of knows who he is and knows what type of pitcher he is. He had his debut. I think he had 20 or 30 people here sitting right behind the dugout, and his first inning was a little rough, to say the least. I'm going to say it wasn't what you dream of when you make your professional debut, on this stage. He had a couple of little nervous walks that are close, and then you give him a grand slam before I had to take a mound visit. And I asked him one simple question when I went out there. I mean, it was easy. I went out there, and I said, "Do you belong here?" I mean, that was what I said. I mean, and I'm not going to mince words, hey, do you belong here? And I was really just looking to see what his reaction was. I wanted to see if the game was speeding up, if he was even in the moment, because sometimes you walk out there for a mound visit, and I can tell. I mean, being in those situations, I've been doing it myself. But when you walk out to a mound visit, I'm really just feeling the vibe, and I want to be able to see, give a guy a breath or slow down, and I can tell whether he's racing. I can see it in his eyes. But I asked Casey, I was like, "Do you belong here?" And without batting an eye, he's looking me dead in the face, and he was, "Yes." I said, "Good, then chill, man." I was like, "Just chill, take it easy, be yourself." I was like, all that whatever you have built up, it's over. Like, it is what it is at this point. And it's 4 runs and there's no outs, and like, you belong here? Then you better get it out and find out how to do it. And it's not going to be done by you trying to freak out and stress and do more. Just chill. Like, relax. We got you, man. Our offense is going to take care of you. They did. And after that first inning, he went on to throw 5 innings and give up one more run in the third, I believe. And so he had his line was kind of jacked up. So I gave up 6 runs overall as far as in the 5 innings. Had a couple punch outs, but the walks were uncharacteristic. In his bullpen, we worked on a few things to disguise some pitches and to give him a little bit better angle and to give him a little bit more on his breaking ball. So I'm excited to see him. He's going to be going again this Friday against Windy City. So I'll give him time to get 2 bullpens in, and then get back on the mound, tow it up here against Windy City, and see how the stuff that he has applies.
What's it like to see Chad Rhoades coming at you from the dugout? I'll turn it over to Sean Hughes here. Give us a little insight about what a mound visit from Chad Rhoades is like.
I think you've only visited me once this year.
Yeah, once this year, I think.
So, which, knock on wood, that's a good thing. From the bullpen, we can kind of, like, there's a different kind of walk when you're, I wouldn't say upset, but when you're like, all right, like, we need to figure this out. And then there's other times where, like you said, you're just kind of wanting them to calm down, chill out a little bit. The game that he came to visit me, I just, for some reason, I think it was his second time I pitched against Washington here. Game was speeding up on me, couldn't really figure out what was going on. He said, hey, just, stay in your back leg a little bit more, and then lo and behold, the next 3 pitches were over the plate. So, yeah, there are some times when it's nerve-wracking, and then there are other times it's like, all right, he's probably got something that he sees that I'm not feeling or I'm not seeing. It's not that bad. So,
is that common for guys to make kind of in-game, almost mechanical adjustments like that, where you think about more about your back leg or more about your extension or something like that to really kind of get back into the zone?
It's few and far between that I will give more mechanical cues, but some people it slows them down to be able to distract from a certain thing, to be able to put a little bit more attention on themselves in an aspect that's going to clear them up and allow them to regain focus of what the whole game is kind of representing. And some guys, it's being aware of the situation at hand will kind of slow down the body. So no, it's not everybody out there, and that might have been one of two that I've done this year that had some type of mechanical cue to them. Was a little bit put a bit more body focus in here to distract the mind for a second, and then once the body gets rolling and back on time, then the mind can add to it and kind of dominate. So, but there's always a reason. Most times I go out there and tell a joke, or just try to make a guy laugh. There's been some pretty funny ones.
I think my favorite mountain visit was Yoshi's first mountain visit when you had Masa with him.
Yoshi, what that was a good one.
He asked Masa to ask Yoshi how stupid Masa looked, being the only guy in blue pants.
Because we're all wearing our pinstripe whites.
Yep.
Masa didn't have any small pinstripe whites, so he's wearing those blue. And he comes walking out with me.
He translated it perfectly. I think Yoshi settled right in, and got 2 more innings and no runs. It was funny to hear after the game, that's for sure.
Chad, you mentioned it was a great week for the bullpen, and I want to talk to Sean specifically for a sec. How do you handle your mindset of coming out of the bullpen, about your role in the bullpen? Because from what I can tell, up in the video room, there are a few different guys who've gotten saves, a few different guys who come in for long relief. Is there a kind of sense of when you're going to be in the game, or how do you approach sitting out there in the bullpen and your role there?
For me, it's kind of like, all right, we have our chart in the bullpen where we're watching the guy's swings. We're seeing, okay, is he aggressive early? Like, what does he chase? That sort of thing. So while we're watching that, we're kind of hanging out for a little bit, and then everyone kind of flips a switch right around the 5th inning. Especially if they're up that day, or if they're down. If they're down, they're kind of just hanging out, telling jokes, whatever. But they kind of flip that switch. All right, we're gonna start stretching, and then whoever's name is called, we're all in. I remember going to school in Boston, the 2018 World Series. Chris Sale came in and closed the door, and they were all just all in on it. And so I think that's kind of been really good for us this whole season so far. Like, whoever's going in, we're all in on them. We all kind of just hang out, and then as soon as that kind of that time hits, we all start stretching, start playing catch, something like that.
Just to be ready at any time, in any situation.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that's unique for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something that I had to learn going from being a starter in high school to being a reliever in college. It's okay, your name can get called anytime, so finding a way to be relaxed but focus, and then once you step out on the mound, it's go time. It doesn't matter if you're starting, relieving, you're in the game.
Chad, bullpen this week, you mentioned that it was on point. Can you kind of talk a little bit in depth? When did it really come in? Like, what was their one situation where they really shut it down when we needed them?
One situation. You could look at the Grimm game. It was a little getting out of hand. You could look at that game. There's games, high scoring games. We had Edgar had a rough one early. That Wags came in and did a really good job. Gave us 3.1. That's kind of what we talked about. Those guys are bought into the roles. As far as there's guys with scenarios who these guys are longer. These guys can go longer innings and bridge us a little bit. And then we have our back end guys who it's boom, 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 and there's nobody that we hesitate to want to put in that ninth. If somebody's beat up that day, then we're not going to go to them if we have somebody else that's fresh that we have just as much trust in. So everybody's a part of what we want to do to get a championship, and that means that everybody has to play their role, and especially if we're playing teams that aren't top tier right now, and you can't trust a guy against a lower tier team late in the game when it's close, then what's the point of having him on team period? So you want to give everybody those opportunities to show them that you're part of this team and you're a part of the reason that we have success, and we can always draw from those experiences. Remember this game when you put you against so-and-so, remember this game? And so when we play the better teams, or however you want to put it, when some games mean a little bit more, that they've been in those situations and they've been in that pressure. So it's kind of the way we kind of like groom guys. But yeah, we're finding that spot where it's like Wagner. Wagner's one of our long guys. We flipped Tripp and Wheeler as far as the rotation. We got Tripp in the rotation now, so Wheeler's another long guy. He's a guy who can piggyback. He can go deep and kind of pitch in any of those situations, especially when you get lefties coming in there. But the bullpen this week, they took it, and once they handed it off, there was only a couple little blips, and those didn't really come back to bite us. It was just more of a number thing. I know McDonald had his had his thing here against Bernard. Hit that 2-run homer. He misexecuted a pitch. And last night, we had Wags gave up a 2-run homer, and then Wheeler gave up one. There's some other factors that went into those. But, we take those lumps in those big games, those lopsided games right there to apply later when it means something. But no, man, the bullpen, it's a lockdown. The starters get through 5. Game over. We get through 6, 7. Oh, man, we're even fresher going into the week. So it was big for Wags this week, picking us up in that Martinez game. It was. Because I think Martinez went 3 2/3. It was 102 pitches. And then Wags comes in, finishes that in, and then goes 3 more, and and kind of saved our pen right there and allowed everybody to stack up and allow us to use guys that way that they need to be used to be successful. It's 1 inning a pop and not dragging guys out 1+.
And what really pointed the depth of the bullpen is when Evie got picked up. That's one of your best guys, one of your best high-velocity guys, back-end guy who got picked up by the Mets, and then you really don't miss a step. You continue dominating. You have the depth to take over for him and just keep rolling. I think that's really impressive about that. It shows the depth of the bullpen and what's special about them.
No, that was nice when Sean came in and filled that role perfectly. I think Sean's got one of the hardest fastballs to hit in the league, period. There's not a lot of guys that are going to match the life, and talk about velocity. It's not really velocity to me. It's life, deception, and ability to drive the ball through the zone. And he's got one of the hardest fastballs to hit. And I think a lot of it, we have the best fastball throwing team in the league. Overall. No, our starters are different. Our starters, I'm not saying they're not fastball guys, but our starters are different. They have different elements. But our bullpen, man, mean and nasty, and they're only getting better. They really are getting better. We talk about a little bit more pitching in this week. We hit on finding glove side away for a while, and I think it turned a little bit passive. So went back to a little bit more of aggression this week and kind of started talking about driving some balls in and not being afraid of the human element. Stuff happens. Guys get hit, but if I'm going to shy away from going in there, then it's only going to go against me. And it's going to put me in counts, and it's going to make me unsuccessful if I'm unable to drive those pitches in and find where that good spot is. And so I'm going to take some lumps, hitting some guys, and doing all that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But the bullpen, those guys, man, it's nasty. It really is. It's one of the best bullpens I've had the ability to coach, especially to coach it in those lower levels and affiliated ball. And the mindset that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's pulling towards the same goal. We're all pulling in the same direction. In affiliated ball, you got 7 or 8 guys pulling in different directions because it's all selfish and they have their own prerogatives. But right here, it's nice. It's nice to see everybody come together, know more of what their role and how they're going to be used. That's more what it is. It's to say, I'm the closer. Who cares? Who's fresh? You guys want to win the game? Who cares? You want to get the save by your name for what? You want to win a ring, or you want to sit here and say you led the league saves and for what? Pitch your inning that you get. Go out and shove, put up a 0. Who cares if you get any saves?
Yeah, sometimes you might have to close the game in the 6th inning and turn it over to the bullpen.
That's it, yeah.
So, you may not have the stat of the save right next to your name in the 6th, but if you close the game in the 6th and, kind of leave their bats like, what just happened? And then you got 3 or 4 more dudes behind you that can do the same exact thing. Like you said, if the starters can get to the 5th, turn it over. It's like the 2015 Royals where the starters got to the 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Boom, 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 boom,
Good
boom,
night.
boom. But that's kind of way. I like the whole. I wish holds were more. I don't know. Why aren't holds as valuable? Why don't they put as much stock into holds? Why is it safe? Yeah, like I said, the game could be over, and the 2 guys that pitched the innings before set the tone for anybody to close that game. Anybody could have went out there and threw it underhand and got that save because of the tone that was set from the 2 guys previous in the 7th and the 8th inning. So, but those guys don't get any credit because some guy gets a save, man. I'm over that. I'm over it. The game, yeah, it's pivotal earlier before that happens. That doesn't mean that, no, it's not impressive to get that 1 inning save in a tight situation against a big part of the lineup against a really good team. I'm not taking any credit away from that. I'm just saying, just like Sean said, I'm going to repeat it, that the game's on the line at different spots. Mm-hmm. The momentum can shift, and they can turn the tides of flow at any spot. It doesn't have to wait till the very end. And no, you can break a team's back in the 5th or 6th. You can really do that. So We better move on because we ain't hitting Ian's 30-minute window. I keep wanting.
We're at 32. But
See? Wait, you're halfway through?
Probably about, we've hit, I think, 3.
I'll rapid fire, man. I'll keep it.
We're a quarter of the way.
Put me on a word limit. Whew.
Oh, God.
Put
All
myself
right.
on a word limit.
So, since we got Sean Hughes here, you just give him a little shout out for his fastball. I am curious, Sean, how much of your fastball kind of comes naturally? Were you that kid in Little League that was always blowing people away? Or how much of it is mechanical? Because I feel like a lot of people assume that the fastball is one of the more simpler pitches to throw. Some guys can throw it harder, some guys can't. But I think there's a lot more mechanically that goes into it with how you grip the ball, RPMs, things like that, using your lower half.
Yeah.
How much of that for you was learned, and how much of it was natural?
I think most of it came from puberty, because in high school, I grew up playing third base and the corner infield for the most part. I was a big power hitter back in the day. So if you want,
Always trying to get that AB.
I got a lobby for it. Come on, you saw me hitting pitchers beeps in the
Yeah,
cage.
we'll have pitchers BP this week.
Let's go. But yeah, in high school, I really started pitching my freshman year, and I was 78 to 80. But then kind of grew into my body a little bit. Did some remote training and stuff like that, some video work, learned how to move a little bit more efficiently and faster down the mound, and then things started picking up and got to college, and at that point it was all right, let's not see how much weight I can put on, so that way mass equals gas. But yeah, if you can move more efficiently down the mound, and I think working with Chad over the last 2 seasons now, my body has felt fantastic. My arm feels healthy. It feels like I'm moving a lot cleaner, and I don't feel like I'm truly throttling at 100%. I feel like I'm kind of sitting right around 90, 95, and it's still coming out pretty nice. So
That's what I would say as far as, I don't think that I think it's taking this full season and another year for your body to adapt to what it is that you really want it to do without having to still put it in those positions a little bit. And still, you can feel that. Just now really felt with that backside ride.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of the season being able to get into that will turn organically into something that you do naturally, especially moving forward. But, yeah, what you're able to do running at a 95% efficiency kind of clip, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
All right. So, let's see here.
Something hard, man.
Something hard?
I ain't here for these softballs. Come on.
All right, okay, so I'll put you on the spot again.
Yeah.
We had a little exchange on Twitter last night, me and Chad did, and he mentioned pitching inside. And I want to put you on a spot here. Why don't guys like pitching inside, or why are guys hesitant to do it? What are the risks? Why is it important? And who on this team does it best? What pitcher can just trust himself, go inside, break guys' bats, and live in there better than others?
It's pitching inside. I always go back to one of my favorite quotes is the Sandy Koufax quote, where he said, "Show me a guy who can't pitch inside, and I'll show you a loser." I always like that quote. But pitching inside, you're talking about pitching inside, and you're talking about hitting people. It's two different things. And so to be able to know what it means to pitch inside, I think when a pitcher hears that, pitchers define terms and words, individually. I could say drift to a pitcher, and it's going to mean something different to each guy. I could say pitch inside, and that means something different to each guy. So it's knowing what their definition of pitching inside is, and then to me implementing in my idea of what pitching inside is and what it means and what it does for you, what it opens up for you, and the risks that you do have to take to be able to learn how to do it. It's most pitchers, when they learn to pitch inside, they think that window is so small. You know what I mean? And you don't really recognize that. And most of the times where the batter's standing in the box compared to where the plate is, the plate's 17 inches. So I think they don't take into account their ability to be able to throw over something that's 17 inches inside and outside. I can go inner half, outer half on this size of a spot, and then it's like, hey, okay, now let's just move that 17 inches and pitch right here where the batter's not standing in that open space. You have more room. you have more room from the half of the plate to where the batter's feet is inside than you do that 17 inches over the plate. So, and then it's kind of showing them, when do I go inside and how do I go inside. I want to be relentless, as far as how I drive it in there. And I'm not going to pull off and let it push or try and run it in there. That's something that's personal. Guys know if you run away from one, you try to run it in there. Even if you got the job done, you didn't drive it in there. You know what I mean? Like, I was there. I know what it was like to be like, and not, like coming after a guy. It's a mindset. It's a little bit different. But guys shy away from that because they don't want to fall behind in the count, or they don't want to hit a guy and put him on. And to me, you're going to go through those. I mean, I would rather do that than try and pick at a guy and go 3-0 and waste 4 or 5 pitches. And instead of me trying to learn where inside is, I hit a guy in one pitch, I clipped him, whatever. The next guy's coming up, knowing that I'm going in. I'm going in, and I'm just trying to find where that feel is. But it opens up the outer half. I have to pitch in to stand a guy up. It opens up the outer half. It makes my off-speed play. I have to keep a guy's mind to cover the whole plate. Like, I have to make him cover both sides if I really want to be successful and get him out the way I want to get him out. What else you got on that? I mean, what do you want to know? I'll just give you a whole gamut. I'm going to give all my secrets away to these guys, and I ain't going to do that. But I will give you some specifics.
Who's the guy?
Who's the best guy?
Who's the guy? Who's your guy?
Who doesn't shy away from it? I'm going to have to go with, Carl doesn't shy away from going in,
No.
And since your delivery, I don't think it's easier for you to see that line.
Yeah, it's definitely opened up.
I mean, how many bats you got?
Broken bats?
You got a few, right?
Yeah, I got at least 5.
You and Cheeker? Cheek's
Cheek.
not afraid to go in.
No.
And it's not afraid.
No.
Go ahead.
It also does help when you have catchers that can kind of pull, like, you may leave it a little bit too far inside, but then they pull it right back and get you a strike. I mean, shout out to Lytle and Pritch and Crayport and all of them. I mean, they can go in there and make that river between the plate and the white look even a little bit bigger, so that way you can go even farther in, and then the hitters are like, oh, okay, that was a strike, I guess. But yeah, I feel like most of our bullpen does not have a problem going inside.
No.
I mean, to put it in the PG terms, you kind of have to be a psycho to be a bullpen guy.
Yeah, you gotta have a few screws loose.
Yeah.
But no, I think, I don't know, man. I want to say Cheek's really good at knowing good spots to go to. We talk about there's three different ways to move a guy in the box. You can move his head, you can move his belt, you can move his feet, and being able to know where open space is, and being able to recognize that if a hitter can track it, it ain't inside. It wasn't in. But there's, it's more of a mindset. But it's important, man. I'll go back to Sandy Koufax. Hey, show me a guy who can't pitch inside, and I'll show you a loser. And it holds true. And so you can't force people to pitch inside. You can't make them pitch inside, because if a guy's not good at it and he doesn't want to, then he's going to fall behind the counts. He's going to get whacked. He's going to get hurt. He really is. And his stuff's not going to play that well. But you got to dance around it, and you got to find out how to get him to understand how important that side of the plate is to him, to get his outs where he wants to try and live. So we've been battling that with a few guys, and some guys are coming around to it, but got to pitch in, especially here at our park.
I will say that I get a little nervous pitching inside sometimes. At MLB, the show, it's kind of they're hanging over the plate a little bit, and I swear that the control sometimes gets me. A clip them in the back, leaks out over the plate. I can never get it right. So
That's what happens.
big respect for you to be able to execute that, because it's difficult.
It's tough to do.
Tough.
To throw at a person, and you're trying to throw in the open space where his, below his hands or right inside. It's difficult. No, it really is. It's a hard thing to do. That's why these guys are best in the world at doing it.
That's why you gotta make your guy 99 on the raw.
All right, perfect. That's. I think that's all the questions that I got for you right now. Try to get a little controlled on time here. What else you got? Any last
We're way out of
comments?
control on time at this point, but
Just keep it rolling at this point.
it is what it is. It's really up to you. You're editing, so.
That's fair. This is my. This is more work that I'm creating for myself every word I speak.
We
so
only got
that's
two
fair.
cameras.
That's true. We only got 2 cameras today.
Are we allowed to talk about the streaker?
Yeah, what? We had a streaker. We had a streaker.
I am so mad that I missed that game.
Apparently
That's the
we
first
all
game I
missed it.
missed.
Apparently we all missed it.
I
including
saw it. I thought
myself.
it was a promotion.
No, we
I
didn't-
did too.
don't-
I really did too.
I don't even think we showed it on stream, but there
Uh,
was a streaker here who hopped center field.
Shout
fence,
out,
so-
I thought it was a kid.
No.
no, this was
No, no,
a
no.
Full,
Shout out-
This was a full man. So
Shout
full
out
grown man.
Kazursky, because that's Kazursky's friend.
Oh.
Apparently, they might have had too many IPAs or something.
You got arrested, right?
Oh yeah, he got arrested,
Come
and
on,
then
man, you gonna do that, but you still got your
Did he
boxers on. If I'm getting arrested, I'm going all out.
Yeah.
he had his boxers and his
On me?
shoes on. Like, first of all, he also couldn't figure out the fence.
No, and he had to hop it.
He hopped that, and then I think he hopped the fence. That
Leading
was,
out.
which I'm pretty sure the one in center field is just a latch. He
This
couldn't-
first one
yeah,
is, yeah.
the
but
first one's
second
just a
one's
latch.
locked.
Well,
It's a tall
Did
fence
he
to
get?
hop.
Did he get tackled?
It is.
no. Apparently, he
He
was
was
just
waiting for him.
hiding in the grass for a little bit.
Oh, sweet.
But then one of the I don't know the kid's name, but he has the mustache.
Were they interns?
Yeah, one of the interns.
Caleb, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently he found him, and he just kind of sat there and was like, "You look like an idiot right now, just laying in the grass in your boxers." So
Sweet.
yeah,
That's cool though. That
I mean,
happened.
sure.
Why
Drink
not?
responsibly. At Yalls
Please,
ballpark.
please drink responsibly and do not drive.
IPAs, man. Hit different.
Well, you know he had a DD. I'm sure that cop was excited to get him where he needed to go.
Oh. What else we got?
What else we got?
You asked me about my favorite color now.
That's true. We did have.
No,
a little
I would say
discussion
Sean.
about the color.
I didn't want to. So Sean's here.
Yes.
You know, this is you know, you were here in 19. You got here at the end of 19. You're here all Bourbon Trail, and now you're here this year. Just talk about for a second. You know, we were under skipper Dennis Pelfrey in 19. Last year you bounced back and forth. You know, it was Brian's first kind of dabble as far as the manager had his squad, the Yalls. Pelfrey was here, still had the freedom. You pitched for both sides, you know, on and off. And you saw how that vibe and the chemistry. And now we're here this year. It's Brian at the reins, and we have a kind of a good mix from guys in the Bourbon Trail here, along with some guys from 19. So talk about a little bit of how it's all kind of come together and meshed, where, you know, your journey as far as where you've come, and we talked about it earlier, you know, kind of cleaned up some stuff, your delivery, and kind of got your body right. But as far as the vibe, the mentality, something that the Yalls Nation kind of needs to know about what makes us unique and what makes us good. It is the camaraderie, it is the high level of baseball, but put it into words from a player's perspective that's been here for the past few years, and just I kind of want to hear what you got.
I think the vibe, at least from what I got from Pelf in 2019 when he called, he's like, "Look, we're one of the best teams in the Frontier League," and I was like, "Okay, sure." I mean, I didn't really understand what the Frontier League was. I mean, I didn't know much about independent baseball at the time, but came out for my tryout, did well, played. Got a couple innings here and there, but I mean the vibe that I got was like, look, like we're here to win. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not that we don't want to get better, but we are here to win, and we're here to pound you and you know, let you know that we won. And that that definitely happened in 2020 because Pelf wanted to. I forget who we were playing, but I mean, his words were always like, I want them to consider quitting. Yeah. Like, I want them to consider forfeiting in the middle of the game. And that happened.
And they did.
And that was kind of awesome. That's something that I had never seen before. Yeah, so that's definitely carried over from B. White and Drew and yourself. Just letting teams know that, look, like, we're not here to mess around. Like, okay, we may have an off day, like we may not win that day, but we're coming out the next day and nothing's going to change. Like we're here to win. We are here to just beat you in every fashion of the game. And that's, as a bullpen guy who's very competitive, that's really nice.
But would you say it's because the talent of players is better, or is it because that you know there's some other, you know, internal factors going on as far as the way that the vibe is? Do you think that's? I mean, what is it? Can you put words on and describe, how that mindset is spread to everybody? I mean, everybody's on that same page. You're not on that page, man. You're out of here.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, we definitely have the talent. Because we have affiliated guys that have played in affiliated ball and guys that obviously got picked up with Evie and Christian.
Players of the league. I mean, dudes, leading hitters in the league.
Yeah, and we got leading hitters. I mean, we've got guys in the field that can absolutely, they're just like traps out there. You can't get a ball past them. And our pitching staff's just one after another, and you can just run them out there. I think like you said, it is a mentality that has just spread, and it's like it either catches like wildfire, or if you're not kind of on board with it, then you're really not going to see a whole lot of time out there, and kind of be looking for a different job soon.
I would say it's the same way with, that same mindset on the field that we want to create with those players is the same mindset that you have here with your team, as far as you're all on board. You get to do your own thing, but we're under this umbrella of this is the way we want to do this. We want this vibe. We want to have this energy. We want to have, this type of passion for you to do your job the best of your ability, and kind of put each guy in those spots where they're going to be successful. And it's the same thing we do down there, and it's cool to see that you guys doing that up here. And it was cool that I'm sure you love getting all that.
Yeah, because everyone has their own skill set when they're coming into here, and everyone tries out in their own positions, and I mean, Jake's been pretty good at piecing together all this. It's what I did last year for the game reports, and everyone here has their own role, kind of fit into it. But I mean, I encourage everyone else to kind of just come together and work on stuff that is kind of out of their comfort zone, because that's what we're here for. I mean, we're here to gather that experience, get that learning that we all need, and it helps out in a big way. So.
I like that. I mean, get out of your comfort zone, because I think for the players, getting out of your comfort zone it's in the game. You don't know what's going to happen. It's different. It's new. It's a new team. It's hey, there ain't no comfort zone.
every pitch is new. I mean,
you don't know what's going to happen.
After the ball gets out of your fingers, you can't change it. So it's new.
It is. So that's cool to hear you say that, though. I mean, get out of your comfort zone is for you guys. It's not the game. That's the players. They're the ones out there on the field, and they got to make those decisions in that while it's happening. You guys, it's finding that little niche that is unique in yours, and take the risk, man. You're gonna mess it up.
How can we make these guys look good? How can we make us look good, and help the fans out? They want to see this stuff, and the fans deserve everything else too. So I mean, we're out here trying our best.
It's working.
I got one last question before we turn off the lights here.
Yep.
I gotta know, we mentioned it very briefly at the beginning, on the bus, rookie karaoke. Sean Hughes, I'm gonna put you on the spot now. I need the standout from rookie karaoke. Who absolutely got up there on the mic and killed
We had
it?
winners.
Can I?
I mean, we had.
I almost want to say that Anthony should have been on there if he wasn't.
He was.
Because Anthony,
He was.
he's a fantastic.
He got second
But
place.
He's
he
a
didn't.
fantastic
Oh, he did
singer.
get second.
He got
I don't-
second place.
Fantastic.
Apparently, I was told I was not allowed to sing in this, from what Brower said.
But then you still got up there.
I still got up there and killed it. I sang "Drift Away" by Uncle Cracker, and I got no love. Thanks, boys, appreciate it. But yes, Wagner won.
Alex Wagner.
He won. What he got? $50 in Venmo, and a cowboy hat. And then our broadcaster Anthony, what did he get? He got some sort of cane, like it had a skull and like a
Pimp
wolf
cane,
head.
maybe.
Yeah, sure, a pimp cane.
He
you
better
can
bring
call
that in tomorrow.
Yes,
He
and
better
then
bring that in tomorrow.
you wanted to be on the bus? Hey, you can sing right now if you want. No? Yeah, okay.
But Wagner won it.
Wagner won it outright. He sang "Living on a Prayer"
First,
and what was the second one?
The second one was picked for him. I don't remember.
Well, the two losers were our trainer Chad Rhoades and Johnny Knight. They did not do well.
They had to eat hard-boiled eggs from the gas station.
Yeah, that
As
was pretty
their
tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool.
It was
I
a
mean,
lot of
I
fun.
think the vibe right now, we got Evansville coming in. You know, we're
Relax,
excited
focus.
about it. Yeah, we just chill on this one. They're coming into our place. I'm excited. We got Martinez, Villalobos, and Han, lined up for them. So we're gonna throw our dogs, and bullpen's locked and loaded. It's
Absolutely.
gonna be a good series, baby. It's gonna be a good series.
It's fun.
Fantastic. We'll see you in first place at the end. It's cool, Yalls.
Yeah.
Sign us off.
Shout out to Anthony though. Have him watch.
Anthony. Yes.
Hey, did he sing?
Oh, he's
Girls
saying.
just want to have fun. Ask him about
No.
that. Ask him
YouTube,
about that.
Anthony's a hype guy.
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube,
he was the big clap guy. He
fine.
was.
YouTube Anthony Mazzini on YouTube. He will hate me for this, but he's got a video out there. Girls just want to have fun.
Really? All right.
You didn't hear that from me
Alright,
though.
No, it's on camera. We definitely heard it from you.
Not the game report, no.
I would have been on top of
Please
it.
make sure that makes the final cut.
Oh, that's
this
the longest one yet, and it's
This
Ian's
fall.
fault.
Maybe
Oh
we
no,
could put
last
it
week
in-
was an hour, Chad.
We could put it in.
Last week was an
Because
hour.
I wasn't here.
Those two shows,
And
though.
even when I am
That's
here, we're at 53. So.
Well, this is 50.
Oh, we're at 53? All right. I'm sorry, Emma, ahead of time. I'm going to be working on this a lot this week. Emma's my girlfriend. Shout out. Love you very much. Chad, sign us off, please.
Thanks for tuning in. Hey, next week will be better. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm sorry.
And
Oh! Oh, we're out, man. We're out. Let's cut this.